Hey, good evening. Let's talk family poetry corner family. And tonight is Tuesday night, and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. we have the poetry corner. Nice, short, sweet. Three poets tonight, including myself, who always has the best seat in the house. And we're gonna go right to it. Nicole,
Yes.
start with that
Hello.
book.
Hello.
Let's start
Good
with that book
afternoon.
because you got
Ooh.
away from that question when we were talking
So,
behind the scenes.
So it is still in the process. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay,
So hopefully before January is over.
great. That sounds
Hopefully.
like a plan. So,
Yes.
so you are the leadoff hitter today. You got to set the table. Um, Waiting on you.
Okay. Well, since you brought up the book, it is called Pieces of Me. So have a little bit of everything. And just a little disclosure, everything is not about me. So I don't want you to read my book thinking you got some dirt or something. Everything is not about me. I have a great imagination. So hey Danielle. Um, let's see. So I went back. Let me see. So one life to live. Now, of course, with all that's going on, I think people are really getting serious about their lives and day to day. And a lot of stuff that I guess we thought was important really is not, things like that. But I'm going to start out with this one. It's called Just the Little Things. Just the little things. A beautiful sunrise when I open my eyes. A light warm drizzle of rain falling gently on my face. The soft kisses on my lips that give me butterflies. The smell of freshly picked honeysuckle. That last bite of goodness melting in my mouth. The sound of belly aching laughter. Breathing in the brisk breeze of autumn. The comfort of my mother's hug. Peace when the world seems to be turned upside down. My time being cherished by someone as if it were their own. Just being still with nothing to do and absolutely nowhere to go is just the little things that make me happy. So, in peace.
I like that, Nicole. That was really
right,
nice.
Nicole,
Thank you.
there you go.
The little things you would start the day off with a little tearjerker, right? Um, what made you wrote that recently?
No, that was what last year.
That was really
When I wrote
nice.
that. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I'm the type of person I don't need a whole lot. You don't have to, I don't need all the material things in life. That doesn't make me happy. I have pretty much all of that by now anyway. You know, so yeah, name brands don't impress me, but it's like for someone to remember, oh, she collects this. Let me get that for her. Or her favorite rose is a yellow tea rose. Okay, stuff like that. It's really simple.
The little things.
Exactly.
So next we go with the maestro, the chef for the round table. King, I always mess with you with how many books you've authored. Um, I'm putting you on blast right now too, cuz have you ever decided to write a screenplay?
Not really, but I don't think it would take much to do it though, as long as I stay in that focus booth. You know what I mean, but I think technically I could write about anything or join a club of anywhere and get busy with that. I have that type of discipline. You know what I'm saying? I like new things. You know what I'm saying? It's a challenge.
You should think
So
about writing a screenplay. Short
that'd be
film.
dope.
Short film, probably 40 minutes at the most,
Mm.
20 something minutes. I think 23 minutes is a half an hour, something like that. 19 minutes and a half an hour, something with the commercials and stuff. You should think about it. The reason why is because a friend of mine was watching the show and he said, "Why don't you tell the poets they should write a screenplay?" Threw me off guard. So that was the advice that he said. So I
Hmm.
just brought it to you. Um,
Yeah, because I'm not writing no more books no time soon. So
yeah,
maybe
okay.
I could lock in.
Tell us anything. Now,
No, serious. I
now,
want to get these vocals together, man.
now you pulling my leg. What in going into writing your first book to the what you on 15 now?
16.
16. And
Yeah.
going into your writing your first book and then now 16, is the process different or is it easy? Is it easier? Explain that process to us.
Every book has an experience. Excuse me. So it's like you going from one realm to the next. Every book has a story. You know what I mean? So it's not like something you just throwing together and stuff. It's experience. You know what I mean? Between working jobs and personal life, your friend's personal life, and you just capturing these moments. You know what I mean? It's like being a narrator for the world. You know what I mean? So, I write at work, write on the go. You know, it's so easy too when you write in your phone. So it's like everything is fresh. You know what I mean? So, but it's an experience though. That's the whole thing. And plus, I love when people be hating and stuff like that and being negative because I take that energy and recycle it, and then I really get creative. You know what I'm saying? So it's not you writing about the negativity. You just taking that energy from them and just doing something useful with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you up to bat, sir.
uh, All right. This is a piece I titled Focus. Keep my mental mind free while I exist between worlds. Cover planes remaining planes, some feel the strange without the world. Both hands hold my talents of different work. This time around my rebirth is to work throughout earth. Most people place out of connect for real life. Sponge off others' gift playing games to get a slice. Cake isn't fully cooked, so they eye can't really see. That's how thirsty people be checking locks without a key. Doors open, watch your step, enter in the zone. Lanes set the cones, they want to ride into the unknown. All connectivity, live, salute the rise when it come. Represent the day one acknowledges those on the hum. Pardon all the bums that make excuses on the run. It's where you don't find the dumb, is where we all come from. Shine like the sun, bring the light so you can glow. A lot of things isn't the same being what you will never want to grow. King.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Our next poet, author. Um, I don't need to introduce her. Melodic, your microphone is muted.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hello.
Nothing much. Thank you for having me.
You the poetry corner. This is the first time you've been on the poetry corner. You as well as I had the opportunity to interview you. We discussed your book. Explain to the audience some stuff about yourself, where you from, and your poetry. Um, I know I was. It's funny because when I was about to come to you after King had said his poem, I thought about the poem that you had told me that you wrote as a little girl,
Right.
and you found it, and you should share that with the audience.
I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, and my pieces are I touch on a little bit of everything. More than anything, it's about life. I will say that probably no conversation with me is safe from artistic interpretation. Um, you can say one word and that can possibly spark a piece for me. So that's one. And you asked about the poem that I wrote when I was about 9 years old. I didn't even realize at that point that I was into poetry or writing things down to express myself. I probably realized that when I was about 15 or 16 years old. But my mom passed 3 years ago. And when I was going through her stuff, I found a poem that I wrote her when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And I was just like, wow. No, actually, yeah, I was about 8 or 9. And I was just like, wow, look at that. I had no idea that, I was writing stuff back then. So that was surreal.
So it's funny that I usually keep certain books by my computer. I have two of King Atterbury's books here. I have this book here. This is Melodic Storm's book here. Nicole, I'm waiting for yours. So Melodic Storm is I had your book from when we went and I did the interview, and I really liked it. I told you I liked the paper that it's on
Thank
and
you.
and the black background, because the black background was a little different. Talk about your process with becoming an author. What made you say, you know what, it's time for me to write a book, become an author, and have everything here?
I felt like I needed to leave a mark, in all honesty. I feel like God gives us these talents. And I feel like if he does bless you with a talent, you should share it. You have something to say. So say it. And don't just say it, leave it so that when you're dead and gone, someone else can possibly benefit from it. So that was I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I need to share this with other people. Um it was hard because I find like so I write all of my pieces are not about me per se, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are about relatable situations that people may find themselves in, and sometimes those topics can be a little gut wrenching.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, I know a lot of authors always say that when they're researching and doing a book, and you get to certain points within the book as a writer, you have to be at a certain place emotionally, because it may bring up some issues, like, you could be talking about your transformation, and it may be easier for other people to transform from one level to the next, but it'd be like, oh, really, like, I came too far. I've came far, and now it's time for me to put it in words, and, like,
Right.
sometimes it gets I know I was doing some things when I used to write journals all the time, and I went back and looked and found some journals, and I was like, wow. you
Right.
know I thought I was at a good place, but from the
Mhm.
journal, I was at a good place, but in a bad place, sort of.
Right. Right.
So give us something, if you don't mind.
Okay. So if you don't mind, I have two short pieces, and I'll give you a backstory on this. So I was told recently that I'm very pro woman, which is true. But just because I'm pro woman doesn't make I'm pro black woman. But just because I'm pro black woman does not mean I'm anti anybody else. Okay, so I'm gonna shout the brothers out real quick. This piece is called Black Man. Black man, you are loved. You are a descendant of kings. Try to take care of yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Sharing your emotions isn't a sign of weakness. You don't have to be perfect. Your opinion their opinion won't pay your bills or build your dreams. Failure isn't a tattoo. You don't have to ask for permission to be excellent. Just be excellent.
Mm, that's short and sweet. I had the opportunity to hear that before too.
Yeah.
So,
That was nice. I like that, Melodic.
Thank
so,
you.
so let me ask you,
Yes.
and I'm not trying to critique what somebody advised you with or just gave you a compliment
Mhm.
with. What, how did you perceive that when they said, "Oh, you're pro woman, you're pro black woman"?
Um, well, I mean, I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not with censorship. So, you know, I feel like poetry is very subjective. So we write what we feel. Our writing comes from our hearts, and anybody can take that any way they would like. That's their opinion. They're entitled to it. But I do write some pieces where I'm bigging up, brothers, but I do write a lot of pieces for women. I'm a woman.
Yeah, you can only explain the woman experience, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I didn't get a chance to ask King, and I know King is the host of the show as well, and Nicole, because a lot of people be like, where's Melodic Storm at? You on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm on Instagram. Melodic I think it's _ storm. Let me see. Hold on.
And why are you looking up that? How do you purchase your book?
Oh, right now it's on Amazon. It won't be on Amazon for long. If you if you want to purchase it, you would have to go and purchase it like right away.
Why do you say that? It won't be
Because
on
we're
Amazon?
in a dispute right now, but I don't want to bash them.
Okay.
So after that, if you want to make a purchase, you can make a purchase through me. I have a few books on hand, but I do need to put in another order.
Well, I actually like to get it from the author anyway.
Oh,
Isn't it better if someone gets it directly from you, though?
it's fine.
You ain't
It's
got to worry
fine.
about somebody dipping in your pocket,
It's
hey.
absolutely fine. Right. Exactly.
Gotcha.
It's like that scene from Family Guy when Stewie run down on Brian for his money. He was like, "You running around here with mustaches and stuff? Give me my money, Brian." So you wanted to do your other one back to back, or you wanted me to come back around to you?
Okay. So this one right here is called Appreciation. I'm sure a lot of sisters can relate to this. So here we go. This one is in my book, Lyrics of My Heart. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Appreciation. Wow, it's been so long since the last time I appreciated a man. You see, men seem to flock to me like alcoholics to a beer can. The quantity is unbelievable, but the stupidity is inconceivable. It's the quality of a man that piques my interest. If the highlight of his day is the pic with the most hits on Instagram, Vine, Facebook, or Pinterest, I'll do him a favor and remove his immature ass from my friend list. I think I found a true friend in this one dude. He's not like the rest, arrogant, self-centered, whorish, and rude. He's considerate, caring, selfless, all around a good dude. He calls me several times a day just to make sure I'm doing okay. He's smart, funny, and always makes me smile. With our work schedules, time becomes scarce. We may not see each other for a while, but when he crosses my mind, I constantly giggle like a little schoolchild. He's a gentleman. Whenever he's alone, he isn't flooding my phone with dick pics trying to get me to moan. He kisses my forehead and holds me close. He's patient, dedicated, and chooses not to pose. He flatters me with his intelligent conversation instead of trinkets and a rose. Communication and honesty goes a long way in my book. Unfortunately, this day and age, the world is overrun with too many fake, phony, irresponsible, lazy, cheating, careless love crooks. I appreciate the way he reciprocates his admiration for the woman I am. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my phone. Hey, hun, I just wanted to tell you, I appreciate you, man.
Well, that's nice.
Thank you.
Love crooks.
Very
Very nice. Very nice.
We're going to
Thank-
discuss what a love crook is one day.
We can do that.
So let me ask you, you have an announcement you want to make that you're doing in February, young lady?
Oh, in February, we are starting a podcast together. Quentin and I will be co-hosts.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, that's dope.
And what is it going to be centered on?
Just life. Just life.
Mm.
There won't be any topic that will be I feel like will be untouched. But mostly it's gonna be like male and female relationships, friendships, interaction, family, etc.
It's funny because even though it starts with we have a tentative date in February and we have a tentative subject for our first show. It's like the the title King and Nicole. I'm not trying to leave y'all out, but we don't want to spoil the title. But I think that the title actually was the beginning of me and her friendship, and um, she brought it up, and it was like okay, and then we had to have a conversation about the title, and then like wow, and then we shot the idea, and I think that the title and even in today's age with having friends and communicating like she said with the opposite sex, we sometimes don't communicate the same way.
Right.
And with this topic, we hope that people will begin to learn to communicate a certain way and understand that you're communicating with someone to get a better understanding of them, not to just hear yourself talk.
Indeed.
And I think that sometimes gets lost in the translation. And then somebody be like, "Well, I said this." Yeah, think you said that, but you were really talking about the wrong thing at the wrong time, and a lot of things get misinterpreted the wrong way. So hopefully that will begin in February. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having a lot of guests, a lot of different guests as well. Um, both of us have a bunch of friends that'll probably be interested with coming on. No topic is sacred. So we want to be able to have these discussions so we can, as we say, push the culture forward.
Nice.
Indeed.
That's what's up.
Nicole,
Yes, sir.
you
Okay.
up?
So, oh, and would you like me to get my information?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Um, so of course I could be found at on Facebook, Nicole R. Brookins. It's funny because people say, "Oh, do you have like a name or something?" Nope, Nicole R. Brookins. That's what it is. Nothing quirky. It is what it is. Um, I do have Instagram, and it's Clemson Poodle 97. And I actually got a TikTok now, which is Nicole R. Brookins. So I'm out there. So
Yeah, the funniest thing about TikTok is like they be going to your phone. Like when you first joined on TikTok, it was like the day you joined, it popped up on my thing like Nicole R. Bookings is on TikTok now. I'm like, dang, they don't even wait. They don't even let me find out if she's on TikTok yet. Um, so Nicole, we always talk about how you are very supportive of the show in the beginning before you started coming on, and melodic probably didn't notice about you that you are going to purchase her book because
yeah, I
that's just
will.
who you are. I mean, you're very supportive, and I think that Nicole, and I'm going to give you your props, is that a lot of times people are very apprehensive and be like, "Yo, is she really this real? Does she really be like so supportive?" And I do want to say that
All day, every
you
day.
are definitely a day one person that be like, "Yo, I got you." How can I show up? And you support everybody. You support all the poets that have came on, come and gone, no longer come on the show, whether that's for their own particular reason or not. You always show a lot of support, and on my behalf of the show, we appreciate you.
No problem. And I do try, and of course, after a while it might get a little pricey. King like 16 bucks. Like, I hit you for one. Like, but it's just like I tell people all the time. It doesn't take much to just share. You know what I'm saying? Or like give a shout out. Look, oh, my friend she got a book, coming out. Look out for her or something like that. I know people that I support, and I support their friends just on the purpose of them, because I know they're good people, so I know that they're not going to really be pushing off stuff that ain't good, but yeah, I've seen Melodic before, like your work, definitely, but I don't think I don't know if at the time you had your book out.
Yes, you did.
You see that? Oh, okay. But yeah, definitely. I don't have any problem supporting. I hope everyone supports me too. I hope so. But all right. So I got kind of I didn't know what I wanted to do after all of that. So let's see. Do one of my old trustees. And it's not that old, but I do kind of like it. So it's not titled, but here it goes. As I remember the events of yesterday, I noticed how my last 5 heartbeats were beyond erratic. Squirming in my chair as if I was listening to Eddie King Jr. belting out that note on stage. Not only was I brought to my highest peak of ecstasy, having me slumped over like Lady singing the blues. The session had my heart racing and speeding down a winding hill with no brakes, mahogany. I think a tear might have fell when I thought of the embrace we experienced just before collapsing and moving to our separate corners. Then the mental sound of a bell rang for round 2 when I began to brush against you. Sunlight set on you, and you were looking all thirsty for another taste. It was calling you, just like it did Pookie, but you wanted to act on like a new jack, pretending to be hard. It did not matter that it was in the height of summer, sweating and panting as our bodies collided. I even think I heard myself saying, "Ooh, Mookie," instead of his name. Thankfully, he was too into concentrating on the exact stroke to hit the right spot to really set it off. All the while, making it more better. He looked at me and saw that sparkle in my eye, and he knew he had me. In my mind, I kept thinking of the tune, "What can I do with this feeling?" And that was the moment I knew I was hooked on his love, or rather his loving. Meanwhile, I was trying to give him something he could feel. But soon, months would go by, and this guy was just offering me a piece of his love until he eventually was saying, "Goodbye, love." Not trying to accept what he was saying, I continued to ask, "Is this the end?" While his actions, not always words, said, "You are not my kind of girl." In peace.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Blessing it out.
Great. You know, it's funny because sometimes, like one time we had scheduled a erotic poetry show, and because YouTube is very sensitive, right? You can't put erotic in the title. So I forget what we had titled that show, and it's still there.
It's like
We-
After Dark or something. I
yeah,
remember
but
something.
we did a show that was really steamy, and
It was very steamy.
and I put something, and I knew not to put it in the title, and I didn't put it in the title, and it's still there. Like I said, it hasn't been taken down by YouTube. So I know King has something planned for Thursday at 8 o'clock. What you got planned for Thursday, cuz?
It's like a part 2 show. I just wanted to reunite a flame under this flag, having melodic on here. You know what I mean? But I got something up my sleeve anyway, though. So I'll talk to you tomorrow, though. You know what I mean? It's an energy thing. You know that. Like I said, I'm off these days when you know what I mean? So can't compromise my position.
I'm gonna talk about that, and I don't, I know that hopefully, anybody that watches this, we could all benefit from. Is how do you go about scheduling or asking poets to come on, and like this poet got a certain flow, and if I put this poet with this poet, it'd be like mixing oil and water. Like I can't put them together. How is that? Where do you learn that from?
From back in the day, MCing. I
Yeah.
know everybody's cadence and flow. You know what I mean? I don't have to study it. Once I hear it, I just know how everybody's, how they go about spitting their pieces. Like I could say melodic, Edwina, and Nicole. You know what I mean? I'm on there because I'm not saying like that, but I'm versatile how I spit my pieces. But it's a certain way, a cadence and flow, how everybody just go. Not taking away from nobody else, but I just organize people a certain way. You know what I mean? Like even the dudes, you know what I'm saying? I might have one of the
How do you
guys.
do it? Like when they first come, for example, when you I use Adwina because you brought her up.
Right.
When you was like, yo, I got somebody from up your way. They super dope, yo. I'm telling you, it's some mad energy. And I'm like, okay, cuz like, you telling me where she from, so I'm like, all right. But you trying to the one-on-one conversation and what she spit to you one-on-one, and we do a thing for production. And it's a lot of times it's a lot difficulty to be able to translate how a person can talk to you on the phone or video conference to what we're doing. How were you able
Right,
to?
that's true.
Because that got to be hard.
I had a cipher with her. So she was spitting various pieces. You know what I mean? So she spit pieces and then I spit pieces behind her. Like
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, you go in that direction. So before she could end her piece, I was already flipping through my page. I was like, okay, I'm gonna spit on that joint. And so I can spit my joint, then she spit another joint. Then I flipped through my pages real quick and I was like, boom. And then it was just everything was in the right vibe and everything. But then she spit some ferocious joints, and that's when I was telling you, I said, yo, don't let her act like she this, that, and the other. She got some shit. I mean, and I like to feel people out, huh?
I bring that up because recently you and her did a piece together, and you're in one area, she's in another area, and you combined it to a nice little to a
I
nice.
asked her. I said, yo, I got this piece I'm working on right now. It's called Shaded Lips. So she was like, oh, I wouldn't mind rocking with them. Plus, she down with the King team. So I'm trying different things out. So I sent her the lyrics and then she sent her piece. And so we recorded it. Then I do another recording. She did it raw vocals. I did raw vocals. And then I sent it to my cousin and he pieced it together in the studio. You know what I mean? So that's how that came together. I thought of the hook and I was like, yeah, shaded lips. I was like, what can you write about shaded lips? And I'm thinking about a woman, like if you just looking at her, and it's not about being sexual, it's just how she's speaking and talking to you. You see her mouth moving and the eye contact, very sensual type thing. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that came out pretty nice though. I mean,
all right, chef.
But I think one quick comment. I think a lot of times it could be all different kinds of poets, but it seems like we just vibe off of each other.
True.
So like, I might come with one poem and then someone else like comes after me, and it's like it's kind of similar, but of course it's different. But it's like all like in that same little zone.
The sequence.
Yeah.
Right. It's a flow.
Okay now. Okay.
It's
Well, King,
everything, right?
King, you up to bat.
Okay. This piece I titled Incredible Lift. Signs of a new beginning, change months on arrival. Allow spirit to drive through pathways of survival. Display new array of something special within self. Feelings that are left and felt waste within the belt. Standing inside of a place where all had failed. Move waves of motivation inspired by hell's scales. Statue of a fool been replaced by a new cool. Keeping their heart youthful with a beautiful attitude. Distinctive look on life is very nice for the soul. God-given code opening a gold road. Treasure map so unique, telepathic upon the reach. Gifting the one who speak in a language that's Tai Chi. Richness is the blessing of manifesting goals. Regaining all control what was lost, switching modes. Forever friendly, creator, the one who sent me. Even at a half century, emotions I move quickly. King.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Incredible lift. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice.
Incredible lift.
Indeed.
Melodic. You're up.
All right. Sheesh. I didn't know you were going to come to me that fast. I apologize.
Hmm. Don't
Okay.
start.
This one is a little melancholy, but here we go. Subconscious retreat. With each emotionally unavailable word or action, I pulled back a little more. When you doubted yourself, all the while reassuring you that you mattered, I pulled back a little more. When you doubted my love, I reassured you that it was genuine. I pulled back a little more. When I overextended my time, love, resources, garnering an ungrateful response, I pulled back a little more. When the role of confidant transitioned into therapist, I pulled back a little more. When I shared my fiscal knowledge, all the while trying to pour into my mate, you rewarded me with no birthday salutation and boasted of your self-indulgent 1K splurge. I pulled back a little more. When I prioritized my already overloaded schedule to accommodate youthful whims of quality time to make you feel special, I was met with excuses of why the time was cut short with no consideration of my efforts. I pulled back a little more. When I stood up to the plate and accepted accountability and responsibility, because that's what adults do, I was bombarded with immature commentary from a boy named Jody trying to be a man with no clear blueprint to accomplish the goal. I pulled back a little more. The cumulative, evident disregard for the genuine good loving I relinquished left me feeling like a stranger, unrecognizable to myself, with no proper training on the love delegation I was raised to share.
Mm.
I was raised to bless my love with uninhibited, unrelenting, unselfish, pure love. I was taught to pour into my love the same love I wanted in return. What do you do when your love doesn't understand and doesn't know how to accept genuine love? You consciously retreat.
That was tight.
Thank you.
You know, I was thinking
All
like
right,
Jody,
all
my
right.
Jody.
And and
Exactly.
that was a drop the mic
Definitely was
moment.
fly. Yeah.
Nicole or Melodic didn't know, but that was the last poem of the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I want you guys to, if you don't mind, let everybody know again where to find you, where to find your published works. Um, you know, this is promotion time.
All right. I can be found on Facebook, Joel Washington Atterbury. On Instagram, King Atterbury7. On YouTube, King Atterbury Inc. And that's it. Oh, sorry. And the books can be found on Amazon under different monikers. King Atterbury, Joel Harris, Joel Washington Atterbury. I'm like a Russian spy.
You got a lot of aliases. I'm gonna have to
Hey,
watch out
hey,
for you.
hey. Not me. Hey, watch yourself.
You running? I don't know. You might be running for the law or something because you got a lot of little aliases.
Driver's license don't lie. So,
Nicole.
Alrighty. So again, Facebook as well as TikTok, I believe it is. Nicole R. Brookins. Instagram is Clemson Poodle 97. And just be on the lookout for Pieces of Me, my book of poetry. And I also throw a little short story too. So
Okay. Okay. All right. And I can be found on Instagram. So Instagram is my constant. Um, you can send me a DM or you can email me. There's a link in there where you can click to send me a email regarding bookings, etc. And there's also a link tree that links on my Instagram page to Amazon right now. But again, I say if you want to purchase the book from Amazon, you would have to order it like ASAP. My Instagram is melodic, MELODIQ _storm. You can also find me on Facebook under Melodic Storm, one word. And I have a Twitter also, melodic_storm, MELODIQ. But I'm not real big on Twitter, or I do post some stuff on Facebook, but Instagram is definitely my current. That's my current. That's my constant. I'm always dealing with different things regarding my poetry through Instagram. Thank
Great.
you. Oh, and you can find my book, Lyrics of My Heart by Melodic Storm, on Amazon. If you would also like to contact me to purchase a book, you can contact me through Instagram Messenger or via email.
Appreciate you guys. Stay on before I close. When I close, I need to say something to you guys. With that, this concludes another chapter of our lives in the Poetry Corner. See you guys next Tuesday, and as King says, peace, love, and poetry.
Peace, love, and poetry, everybody.